What's going on, guys? All right, so we're gonna tackle this door right now. This door is a little bit different than your typical door. Mercedes are usually like this for whatever reason. They put a little white trim, or sorry, not white trim. It's part of the door and it hooks in underneath. I suppose it's to cover like the bolts and stuff like that you can normally see through the door jamb. So Mercedes, right? Just a luxury, kind of how it goes. So obviously we want to kind of wrap in there, do the best you can. It's not an easy place to tackle, all right? So it's very difficult. What you can do is you can take the fender off, but now that what that kind of requires is that we start wrapping into jams and things like that. So if the customer pays for it, okay. If not, then that's totally up to you if you want to do it or not. I mean, it's your time, your money. I typically include stuff like this in the price. It's not something that I like to skimp out on. But again, we're not wrapping inside the actual whole door jambs. We're just getting everything covered from the outside. So again, there might be different levels to what you offer and what someone else offers. But yes, you're going to want to usually cover that because it just looks nicer. You want the whole car to look blue from the outside, right? So I've already got my piece cut. And I've already prepped the door. So again, my piece is pretty close to the size of the door. It's not, I mean top to bottom, not so much left to right. So we don't have a lot of room for error. Let's see. Yeah, I got about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches. It's good enough. So I can work with that. I'm going to make sure I have a little bit more on the bottom than I do on the top, simply because I'm going to be tucking into that little recess. It doesn't matter. I might go from the top this time, actually. So just because I've been thinking it might be a little bit easier to go from the top. So in that case, I'll actually lift the vinyl up a little bit. All right. So again, remove the backing paper. Start by that. I like to use 2 magnets on the film at all times when we're doing this. That way it doesn't pivot on me, so it stays exactly where I want it to be. So instead of this moving now, what I can do is I can actually just stick it there. And that'll stop it from moving. Right. So generally want to leave it pretty relaxed. Nothing crazy. Now I'm going to actually start, this one is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to start below the body line. This is the main body line, but I'm going to start below it and work the vinyl in from the top, just because I feel like doing it that way. Because I've been doing it from the bottom the other 2 times. I feel like it's maybe going to be a little bit easier to access it from the top. But at the same time, there's a bit of risk involved because you could get contaminants in your wrap. So I usually like to lock off the top section almost right away. But again, with this recess here, you're going to want to lay into it. I don't care what film you're using. I mean, unless you really are that guy who likes to use a lot of primer 94, then cool, that's your thing. I feel bad for the next person removing the wrap, but hey, whatever, it comes off, so it's not the end of the world. All right, so we lay in there, right? It doesn't change the shape of the film very much at all, if any. Use our finger to finish it off. All right, now we can put it back. And squeegee down the top. So again, obviously there's risk with contaminants falling in. I mean, if it happens, I'll just cut a new piece. What's that? It's the wife. It's like 9 o'clock, 8:30. Probably wondering where I'm at. Got work to do. All right. But yes, this is going to go super easy right here. I might have to do like a cut and fold to get that really nice over there. I haven't really gotten that far yet. I've done them before. It's not common, so I haven't done them very often, but I have done them before. But I might have to do, I might have to do a cut and fold simply because of this bend right here. Sorry, this is not a Mercedes. I said Mercedes in the beginning. Yes, Mercedes does it. Apparently Audi does that little piece there too. I think I called this a Mercedes. It's pretty funny. All right. So yes, Audi and Mercedes both do it. I think maybe even BMW do it now, or did it always? Either way, Something to keep in mind. Cool. Let's fix up the bottom. So, not a lot to deal with here. We're just going to bring it up. And we're going to glass it out. Cool. Cool. Let's fix it up. If I pull a little bit too much in one direction, our wrinkles will be not running in the right direction. There we go. And that's not what we want, right? So we want our wrinkles to be running in the direction that we need so that we can get the film smooth. And pull it out this way. Working the film out to corners is usually the best. So as I start to get bunched up film there, it's going to start to get tight right here. So I don't want to bridge the gap. What I'm going to do is lift it. Continue to lay into the recess. Color we're using, Avery Dennison Brilliant Blue Metallic. One more tier down, and then we're going to do that fun part in the front of the door. This is my last panel for today. I'll lay down so I can see. Makes more sense. Tuck the vinyl under this edge a bit. Sorry, I've been leaning on the mic. I'm going to tuck the vinyl under the edge a little bit. And then I'm just going to get rid of it. Alright. So I'm going to cut on the back side, alright? I've rolled the vinyl underneath enough to be able to cut on the actual. If you look at my knife when I get down there, you're going to see that it's actually underneath on the back side of the door. Look. See? That means I've got the vinyl wrapped around. There's a rubber trim piece under there, so it's actually, you can't really roll the vinyl in that much further. And then let's get rid of it. Tuck it all in. Solid. Alright. So now, this is the fun part right here, okay? When we get to this section, it's going to be weird. We need to get, first of all, we need to get the vinyl off. I masked it a couple of times out so that I would have length to the film. Just trying to find my tape. I need length to the film so that I can actually handle the film properly. And I'll explain this in a second. Okay. So what I mean by that is, let's put my pouch back on, is I need to hold the film like this and actually start tucking it in. And then when I'm ready to cut, then I cut. All right, but we can't tuck the vinyl in if we don't have that fender masked off, it's never going to work. It's already so tight right now that it's really actually difficult to get the vinyl in with just the squeegee. It was actually even hard to clean with a rag, so just keep that in mind. So we're just going to take our time and work the vinyl in as evenly and consistently as possible. So I'm constantly lifting it from the fender side. It's tedious. And then gotta heat it a little bit. Just mostly for this area right here. It's really difficult. And then I have to make sure it's down into that recess, tension free. Seems to be pretty good. What I'm going to do here is separate top and the bottom, because the top here I have access to, okay? That makes a big difference when I go to tuck it in. By the window trim is not so necessary, it's just really kind of down here. So hopefully this is helpful to you guys. This is a bit of a different door wrap than normal, so I figured, hey, we'll do a video on it. So when I get this balanced out and where I want it to be, if this doesn't come out nice, you can put a strip in there afterwards. It's not a big deal. You can try it twice. But just so you know. So I'm getting a wrinkle there. That's kind of bothering me. Just really difficult to tuck into, right? Okay, that should be good. Now what I want to do is I want to cut on the fender side as straight as possible, all right? Because this piece is going to end up being rolled in, okay? So when I say straight, you don't want to be cutting over wrinkles and stuff like that. Make your vinyl smooth. Last bit here. All right. Now, that's the fun part. Just lift it off. Even with the tape, it's still kind of hard to take off, right? So this is where we're going to need some special tools, all right? So in order to get the vinyl in and around, you're going to need something like I have right now. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to do it with just a squeegee. Okay, I'm trying to actually get my little wrap stick behind it, but it's not working, so that I can actually just push it off. I'll just do this. This is fine. It's making the edge a little bit jagged, but it's going to be rolled in there so far that it won't even be seen. Cool, so let's start getting it in. So I can take this and sweep it out. You can kind of use the squeegee a bit, it helps. Alright, that's it as far as the door goes. So a little bit tricky when it comes to the door, when it comes to this kind of door. Now I'm going to trim this out. Kind of get the rest of that off so you can kind of see. So yes, this piece runs all the way down, right? And that makes it slightly difficult. There's a wrinkle like way in there. I'm just gonna push it in a little bit further. Cool. So let me remove the tape. And that's it. We have a wrapped gap for the most part. So again, fun to get in there, but that's it, guys. So if you thought this video was helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you guys want to see more videos like this on how to wrap your car, don't forget that subscribe button. Again, a list of tools and product I'm using in the description below. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Take care.